What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, I've been getting a lot of emails from a lot of you black men who watch the show. And, TMZ is breaking news. So what guys have emailed me was the fact that Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. And she said this, and people were saying this, and people were coming for him. And, now the Los Angeles prosecutors have said, you know what? It's time to go ahead and charge him with this crime. Now, he's already was arrested, and, obviously he was put out on bail that it was like $1.1 million. And he's facing, if he's convicted of this, 23 years in jail. And obviously he's in a lot of trouble. He had one count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, unregistered firearm in the vehicle, and then, inflicting great bodily harm on Megan Thee Stallion. Now, he said that this is something that's untrue. He didn't do it. But if I were to report on that, then the video would end, and I just don't do news like this because I feel, as an African American man that has come up like some of you brothers have, which is sometimes a dysfunctional family, underprivileged neighborhoods, and have had to work very, very hard to get to where I'm at. I want you guys to know that Tory Lanez is not just basically going to jail for shooting her, although if you look at it at a bird's eye view, that's what it looks like. Tory Lanez is, number one, guilty of having low ass standards. All right? And dealing with other people that have low ass standards. That's the situation. If his standards were higher for himself, he wouldn't even have been hanging out with Megan Thee Stallion that night in the first place. Where you got ratchet Negro behavior going on, people getting drunk going on, you have a gun or whatever, you wouldn't even be in there because, number one, a person like Megan Thee Stallion just can't even get access to you. And see, here's a situation that I think that a lot of black men that have worked hard, like Tory Lanez, or in their own personal lives, when you start having success, unfortunately for some of your friends and people who you like to hang around, they have to go. All right? A lot of black men don't get this. Allen Iverson had a problem with this. Antoine Walker had a problem with this. Mike Tyson had a problem with this. You want to be wealthy, and then you still want to deal with the thoughts, and you want to be wealthy and still deal with people who are at that level. But the hard part about life is that if you start making successful and you don't start elevating, you're gonna find yourself in a bad situation. Whether you become bankrupt, whether you get on drugs, whether you hang around the wrong crowd. And if you don't adopt standards very quick, your fall will be imminent. It's happened to almost every black professional. If you look at Snoop Dogg, I want to take Snoop Dogg for an example. Snoop Dogg was having a lot of problems. He had a murder trial and stuff like that, right? But after Snoop went through that in the early 90s, Snoop changed. He got away from a lot of that buffoonery. He moved out of LA to this, I think he lives somewhere in the Valley, something like that now. Not the Valley, but somewhere like in San Bernardino County now. So, he got away from that. He changed his friends. He changed a lot of stuff. Suge Knight didn't. Suge Knight didn't change that. Master P did. When Master P came from from Richmond back to New Orleans, and he changed his inner circle fast. But guys like Tory Lanez, they don't do that. All right? A lot of guys don't do that, and they find themselves in trouble. 6ix9ine, that guy. You see guys like this that don't do that, and they get drug into. Black men have to, when you start having to, you have to switch quick, because the thing about it is that if you hang around the wrong people, like Meg Thee Stallion, it might not be a shooting, but you mess around and get her pregnant. You might mess around and get in an argument. She might hit you. You might try to restrain her and push her, and she say that you hit her. See, it's too many problems like that. But the thing about it is that now when you get success, and let's say something, God forbid, something bad happens, if a woman levy anything against you, in this society now, guilty until proven innocent. Because people were making such a big deal about the allegations against him, although it could be debatable that the proof is not really so strong against what he's going through right now. It's over. Once women levy certain things against you in this day and age, it's over. All right? That's what you're dealing with here. And the thing about it is that if she never had any way to access you, wouldn't be in a situation. Not saying he's guilty, not saying he's innocent. But what I will say is this: you are who you hang around. I don't care how fat the booty is. I don't care how big the top is. I don't care how good the neck is. If you're hanging around people who don't have standards, you're next. You're next. You're next. And that's the problem that you're gonna be faced with. But a lot of guys don't want to deal in that. And then you want to get upset, like, hey man, it's up to you to change your surroundings. It's up to you to change your standards. It's up to you not to be hanging out with people that are doing ratchet stuff and you carrying guns around supposedly. Hey man, that's up to you to change that. And a lot of brothers that start making money, and even in whatever industry, guys get mentors. Mentors, shout out to Glenn and Cameron, guys like that. A lot of black men are, that are doing things. Get mentors. And find out how people who are successful keep their money, how they keep things away from people. Get that. Some guys need to be like a Kobe Bryant sometimes and just hang out with other people that, sometimes you might have to rock by yourself. And let me say this. If people around you don't want to be successful, or people around you, don't want to raise the standard you have for yourself and operate, and they can't be, sometimes you might have to be by yourself. And you know what? I think a lot of black men have a problem with that. A lot of black men are scared to do that. So you end up hanging around people because you want friends. Hey, sometimes it's going to be some lonely nights out there, guys. If you want to protect yourself, protect what you're trying to do, you're going to deal with some lonely nights. You're going to deal with having no friends and the phone don't ring so often. And you want to party, but then you just can't. Some days you're going to deal with that. If you want to keep yourself at the top, focused and motivated, you're going to deal with those days. And if you don't want those days, then I got nothing to tell you. But you are going to deal with those days. It's imminent. Unless you want to have a problem. And that's just what I want to say. I really want to say that, guys. It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Subscribe with the bell. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. Don't forget to check out the Negro Manosphere Awards link. We're almost done with that. Don't forget the Patreon. Don't forget the first comment pinned at the top. I really thank you, brothers, for all that you do. And always remember, the buffoonery remain at an all-time high.